An aerial view of downtown Boston, our location tonight, gives you a great idea of the beauty of this historic city. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Welcome, everyone, to the broadcast table. Chris Webber to my right, Greg Anthony to my left. I'm Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge on our sideline. Hey, Dave.
Well, last season, the Celtics tried to balance minutes between a talented core of younger players along with their trio of superstar veterans. With the departure of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, now youth must be served. The question is, how far can that carry them?
And I feel, David, they're still in great position. I know you do, too. Thanks for that report. And now, Boston's upcoming schedule. On Saturday, they'll tip off a road trip in New York where they'll take on the Knicks. Then on Wednesday, they'll take on Chris Middleton and the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward position. And for Boston, Brown and Hayward, they're the wings. Tatum and Cantor together down low. And it's Walker in at the point. Talk about rookies getting early playing time these days. Were you counted on much your first season? You had a terrific rookie year, obviously, but I'm guessing you did. You were counted on early.
Yeah, you know, for the high draft picks, you're usually going to go to a team that really needs your help. I was just blessed that I had great veterans, Hall of Fame veterans. When you look at guys like Chris Mullin, how about that? I was able to watch him practice and work and take care of his body. Latrell Sprewell, Billy Owens, all the great players, Avery Johnson. So I was counted on to do a lot, but those guys helped me do a lot, and they pumped confidence into me. I was able to steal their style, their work ethic. They showed me the ropes the right way, and I couldn't have been blessed with any better veterans for me to start off my career with.
Shooting two.
The first free throw is good. Well, he might not have been the top name in free agency this summer, but Kemba Walker's name was certainly on the radar of many teams.
Oh, you're right, Kevin, and in a lot of years, Kemba would have been one of the names to get in free agency. But with the amount of top all-stars that were available this summer, I feel like Kemba maybe didn't get all the attention that his game deserved.
Well, the Raptors' Nick Nurse winning an NBA title in his first season. Greg is an NBA head coach.
The first time a head coach who'd also helmed a team in a foreign league has won it. Nurse often reminisces fondly on those days coaching in Europe. And this summer he was entrusted with coaching the Canadian national team at the FIBA World Cup.
Here's Walker after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Right side to Walker. Rejected by Gasol. Out of bounds. Celtics ball as Boston. Shot from the inbound. And the layup good by Brown. Game against New Orleans. Very impressive. Feet over Brown. The 15-footer. Good.
No, almost any player left that wide open is going to bury that shot. This is the league. That's poor defensive work.
Walker the pass to Tatum. Here's Cantor. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. To the paint, just 5 to shoot. Tatum kicks to Cantor. Oh, good with the triple.
Even for a player who's not a three-point specialist, I mean, that's a shot you got to knock down.
And the shot goes in from Siakam.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now, here's Tatum. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia.
It was his rebound that stood out even more to me. I mean, they could not keep him off the glass. They've missed 3 of their first 4 shots, having a little trouble finding their legs.
Lowry passes to Gasol. 7-foot shot. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
Using that big body. I mean, Gasol able to absorb contact. That's what you want from your big man.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And here's Lowry. Outside Gasol. Back to Lowry. The tray. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown.
And now a look at Kemba Walker. Some numbers on him. Last season, he played outstanding. 10th in scoring. And he also finished in the top 20 of the assist rankings, making plays for others and making his teammates better.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it. Shot clock at 6. Here's Lowry. The teardrop falls in. Lowry's got his second basket of the night.
A veteran guard with a knack for penetrating defenses. Lowry can shot he wants.
To the right side. From deep, Walker gets it to go from beyond the arc. Walker's got 6 points.
Well, he's not focused on the D on most possessions, but you can forget about him altogether.
The drive by Lowry. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Walker. Count that bucket. He's got 8. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Lowry deciding where to go with it here. Again, the miss by Lowry. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Hayward kicks to Brown. To the inside. No good. That would have tied it.
Man, you don't see this fella blow many layups. Not against D like that, anyway.
Lowry can't get it to go. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. Trailing by 2. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
But it's always a marquee matchup on the schedule. I think it's going to be another fun set of games between them this year.
And here are the Raptors now. Kemba Walker hitting his 3 to go. Clock at 6. Right side Lowry. There's the triple. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Well, it's a matter of pride and a matter of each side trying to seize control of this game right now.
Shot's good by Walker.
He's got the hot hand right now. As long as he can keep getting open, they've got to keep feeding him.
Pass to Van Vliet. Puts it up from 15. And that one goes long.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, Greg, it's a seesaw battle. Both teams are pretty evenly matched, and the score reflects that.
There's Siakam. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Siakam, good.
Oh, they've tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
Here's and he uses the glass on the layup. Walker's got 15 points.
You love how Walker just attacks the opening, feasting on any lane that D gives him.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And a big summer for the Celtics. Some key decisions with multiple players hitting free agency.
Yeah, and with some comments from players like Terry Rozier in the offseason, you had a sense this roster could have a different look. I mean, now they're hoping the pieces fit and players can buy in with their roles.
Jaylen Brown. Been on the fast break last season. In fourth, the Raptors.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
Celtics on D. Now here's Van Vliet. He had 34 points in the win against New Orleans. To the middle, here's Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
Now here's Hayward. He's coming off a 25-point game against Philadelphia.
And they kept fouling him. I mean, it only made him more aggressive. He wound up having a huge night at the free throw line.
Now here's Van Vliet. Jason Tatum missing his last shot. Back to Van Vliet. 6 on the shot clock. Over Tatum. And Boston with the rebound. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
I'll tell you, they played hard, they drew fouls, but they could not convert at the line.
Come on, Greg. You can't leave empty points at the line. Those are gimmies. No excuses.
And it's Boston with another.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
Toronto with the ball, trailing by 2. Pass to Anunoby. Siakam with it. Back to Anunoby. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Walker against Lowry. Walker's shot is off. Lowry with the ball, brings it up for Toronto. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
This quarter expending tremendous energy at the offensive end. And he's not slowing down. He's still calling for it.
And Walker kicks to Tatum. Outside, Smart. Back to Tatum. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 4th rebound in this one. Siakam finds Lowry. Count that one. And it's a 4-point Raptor lead.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Daniel Tice is checked in for Cantor. Williams comes in for Jason Tatum. Shemi Ojeleye is checked in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Edwards in for Kemba Walker. Raptors also changing it up. Serge Ibaka is checked in for Gasol. Norman Powell comes in for OG Anunoby. Davis is subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Now here's Williams. Here's Ojeleye. Connects on the foul line jumper.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
Yeah, and so far, both teams have been outstanding at the offensive end, but we've got a lot of game left to play.
Lowry against Edwards. A floater. Lowry can't get it to go.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Edwards with it. Outside Williams. Kicks it to Smart. Shoots from the elbow. Serge Ibaka pulls it in. Raptors with the lead. Floats it up there for Siakam. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
All right, a chance here to check out Kyle Lowry. Good season for him last year.
Last year averaged 14 points per game, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And you like what he brings backing up the point guard.
Yeah, no doubt. He knows how to run this offense. It's a tremendous asset to this team coming off the bench.
With some arc, and it's good on the layup. Lowry's got 15 points.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Edwards passes to Tice. The pass to Edwards. Over Lowry. Smart kicks to Ojale. Williams for 3. Rebound by the Raptors.
Oh, that's just a lucky break for the deep. Yeah, keep giving him that shot. Bad things will happen.
Siakam off target with the jump hook. Celtics trail by 4. Out to the wing. Here's Ojale. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range. Just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
Lowry dishes to Ibaka. Siakam outside. That shot off, and the Celtics going the other way now. Lowry against Edwards. Here's Smart. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Raptors leading by 4. Powell, the pass to Davis. Back to Powell. Siakam outside. And that one off the back of the rim and in. 8 points for him.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
For Smart, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
You better get your money's worth with Marcus Smart. I mean, that ticky-tack stuff won't phase him.
Very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
Toronto. Outside, Davis. Poked loose. Siakam kicks to Davis. Down low. Here's Edwards, and that's good off the glass that time. And it's now only a 1-point Raptor lead.
Oh, good interior offense. Those passes have to be right on target.
Now Siakam. From deep three-point range, and that one released in time, but no good.
And you know what helps Williams defensively? He just keeps moving his feet, and he has such quick reaction.
Kyle Lowry firing on all cylinders for the Toronto Raptors. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. We've got more in store for you right after this. Now a veteran in the NBA, Serge Ibaka, talked about his role on this team.
I like to do all those little things, running up and down, blocking shot, straight to the floor, making open shot, rolling the basket, screen, those dirty work. I like to do that.
And Ibaka, Greg, a great complementary player.
And you like his combination of size and skill, able to impact the game at both ends on a high level.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What have they been doing or not doing, in your opinion?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Celtics, Ojale is out there with Williams. Then there's Edwards. Then there's Smart, and it's Tice in at the center, locking down the middle. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Here's Smart, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Kyle Lowry is second.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. We often talk about problems between the players and fans. I'm sure there are some things that fans do, Chris, that players do appreciate.
Oh, yeah, Kev. And you know what we really appreciate? The good trash-talking fans.
Oh, really?
The clean trash-talking fans. Oh, Weber, you suck. You can't shoot. So what? You just dunked on the whole team. Like, don't stop in the first quarter, good fans. You know, keep going, and I'm giving it to you all game long. So you love that. You love the crowds, too, that don't need to be hyped up by a PA guy. You love the ones that are just so sincere. When they see that kissing camera come on, they go crazy, or they're just cheering for both teams in great play, though they want their teams to win. And you love, again, the creative heckler, the one that had to think about it the day before, like the ones that comes in with the sign and it's a picture of you crying or look like you're crying with words under like, hey, you didn't get asked to prom today, or the face on Chris after he missed the shot. You love that because it is a great relationship. Don't be fooled, and you know this, Kevin. It's a great relationship between players and the fans, and we need those fans to heckle us because when you heckle the best players, you usually get their best game.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
Toronto shooting their first free throws of the game. And the first one drops.
Yeah, and the Celtics had their issues last season, Kevin, but in the end, they lost to a super team. I mean, the East has just gotten better, led by Toronto and the Bucks. That's a big challenge for Boston.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Brown is checked in for Ojale, and Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Edwards. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Well, Chris, with LeBron going to the Lakers, many picked the Celtics to rule the East. Now that road is less certain.
Oh, yeah, because the East has gotten good. Let's think about it. Philly, Toronto, the reigning champions. Also, let's just, and don't forget about Boston. I mean, but they have the talent to play with anyone. Now it's a matter of maximizing that talent and becoming the best version of themselves.
And Zoe Ibaka will bring it up for Toronto. Only giving up 2 points this quarter, and out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. For Boston, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter. 0 for 5. Smart goes in. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Raptors with the lead. Outside, Davis. With his first shot attempt, buries the jump shot.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
Here's Wanamaker. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And it's the rebound. Ibaka's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Siakam. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Raptors have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
throw. Siakam. And the Toronto Raptors knew in trading for Kawhi Leonard that he might not stick around. Even after his decision returned to his hometown of Los Angeles, Greg, the Raptors have to feel good about the way it all worked out for him.
Kevin, the first championship in franchise history, and now they set about working their way back to the mountaintop. Some talented young players and quality vets, not to mention an outstanding front office. I think it'd be a mistake to count them out.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Well, that's 3 straight German League titles for Daniel Theis. I mean, before he made his NBA debut at the age of 24, he's an athletic two-way player, and he's shown he belongs.
OG Anunoby's checked in for Toronto. And last season, Daniel Theis shooting over 40% from long range, and Chris over 75% around the rim.
Yeah, Kevin, when you call that great efficiency, both inside and out. New contract this summer to reward his terrific play. Now, but sometimes you don't need a haymaker, just a jab. You got to get those easy looks inside.
Here's Wanamaker, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
And Toronto has possession following the bucket by the Celtics. Here's Ibaka, and the shot goes in. Ibaka's got his first bucket in this one.
And the lean frame of Ibaka, taking the punishment, but still converting the basket. Toughness.
Theis passes to Wanamaker. Outside Tatum. 5 on the clock. No good. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
The shot's good. Van Vliet's got the lead up to 6 now for the Raptors.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Brown. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. They get Marc Gasol.
Out of Willard High School in Georgia, Jaylen Brown was ranked 2nd in the class of 2015 after Ben Simmons. All the powerhouses came calling. He went the unexpected route, choosing UC Berkeley.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Brown. And Cal Berkeley, not the biggest basketball program in the country. So, Chris, what led Brown to go there?
Well, former NBA All-Star Sharif Abdur-Rahim, another Wheeler High alum, took the same path. Look, Kevin, both of them welcomed the intellectual challenge. Now, Sharif, not only could he hoop, but now he's the president of the G League. And Jaylen Brown, he's the vice president of the Players Union.
And for Jaylen Brown, part of the challenge last season, especially with the return of Gordon Hayward, was meeting the high expectations, Greg, in a reduced role.
Competition for minutes, and then early on, he struggled. We all see the potential, but it's really about seizing the moment every time you're on the court.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. The Taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. Players have different ways of leading. Some guys, Chris, are loud and fiery. Others let their play do all the talking. What was your approach?
Well, Kevin, it depended on what situation I was in. When I was in Sacramento, I could be the quiet, fiery guy that led through my actions because Vlade was more of a vocal guy, and we had a really good-spirited team, so I didn't need to do much besides what we did in practice. In my younger days, when you want to win, you want to get out there, and maybe everyone doesn't have the sense of urgency that you do. You're a little bit more vocal, but I've always believed that the best leaders, no matter how well they communicate or anything else, the best leaders lead by example. And if you're telling everyone what to do and you're not doing it, usually it falls on deaf ears. So go out there and do it by example first, and everybody will follow.
Good advice. And the Celtics rebounding well this summer. From the loss of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, Kemba Walker possibly a better fit for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
Here's Cantor. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. The 3 from Tatum. Buries the long-range jumper. Tatum's got 7 points in the game.
Nice job setting up for that shot. Everything working together for Tatum.
The foul. Back to Gasol. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor. Shot clock at 5. With the shot.
Just doesn't seem to have it here in the second quarter.
That one misses. 3 shots all come up empty. Hayward passes to Cantor, and the shot is good. Now just a 1-point Toronto lead.
And you see how Hayward just made that pass? You got to say, man, he's got some vision.
Inside. Powell, that's good.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Boston Celtics. Tatum finds Cantor. Pass to Walker from outside the arc. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
He had 2 3-pointers in the opening quarter. He hasn't been able to connect yet here in the second.
On and over to Gasol. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. And just like his brother Powell, Marc Gasol active in humanitarian causes.
I mean, we saw him volunteering on rescue boats in the Mediterranean. Mark doing his part, but also bringing attention to that humanitarian crisis. As he enters his mid-30s, Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player.
Here's Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
Efficiency. I mean, that's an area where Walker has improved. No need to force it. Keep your eyes up. Make the right basketball play.
Now here's Van Vliet, guarded by Walker. Anunoby kicks to Gasol. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Gasol's got the lead up to 7 now for the Raptors. And through his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Marc Gasol made a total of 12 3-pointers. Nowadays, Greg, he'll make more than that in a month.
And you ask around, he's always been capable. A great shooting touch. It's just a different job description for big men nowadays.
I mean, it's into the flow of the game, but the points are starting to come for him now.
Now here's Van Vliet, guarded by Walker. Powell, no one around him. No good from outside.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Pass to Hayward. Cantor trying to free himself up. Tries again. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
The Celtics have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. A lot of player ejections in the playoffs last year. In fact, the highest in 3 decades. Seems like tensions, Chris, with the officials are still escalating.
Well, yeah, the relationship between the players and the referees, it's always an ongoing process, and it's definitely getting better. But last year we had the highest number of new referees in the history of the NBA. And so you're going to have a growing pains when you have younger guys and understanding the culture of the league. But I like the way that we're going, and some of those rejections were warranted. Some of them weren't. I just look at that year as, that just happened. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to hold players over the last season. I think we need a little bit more context before we make their ejections and flagrants and things like that. Just a little more research.
And he comes up with the deuce. Walker team now.
And although Walker is just 6'1", he possesses impressive strength, as he showed right there.
Ibaka outside. And the Raptors miss again. Boston trail. Well, one of the bigger names in free agency this past summer was Kemba Walker. A lot of teams, Greg, looking at him.
Rightfully so, Kevin. With Kemba, a point guard who is in his prime, he's an impact player who can hit big shots and is one of the more underrated stars in our league.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Walker.
And the speed of Walker, I mean, it's sensational. He can switch gears and an active player on both ends.
And the Raptors with some changes. Siakam is checked in for Ibaka. Davis is subbed in for Fred VanVleet. No good on the second free throw. Toronto's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Back to Lowry. Takes the 3. Hayward grabs the board.
1-3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Edwards against Davis. Edwards inside. Walker finds Williams. And enough to take the lead there.
A fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the layup.
Here's Lowry to end the cold streak, and it's good on the way in. Lowry's got 17.
Deceptive and skilled at that guard position. When Lowry's scoring like this, good luck trying to defend him.
Now here's Walker. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Can't hit from in close.
He's forcing things a little bit in this quarter, settling for shots that he'd be better off passing up.
And that one, good. Now it's a 5-point Raptor lead.
Oh, that's just a terrific night for him from the floor, making almost everything he looks at.
Walker with it. He's guarded by Davis. Walker's shot is off.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
So it's the Celtics now, after the Raptors pick up 2.
And once Walker finds his rhythm, he stays aggressive. Kind of killer mindset he has to have.
Edwards against Lowry. Here's Gasol. Over Cantor. That one off the back iron and out. Celtics trail by 5. Here is Edwards. Williams finds Hayward. Over Gasol. Hayward can hit.
Well, this is not just on the offensive end that Hayward contributes. A solid
first half, a competitive game so far. The Raptors out in front, up by 5. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle, a good first half for you all. How do you continue that for the rest of the game?
We got to come out with our energy. We got to come out and play our game and keep going out there and pushing. Our defense and everybody's rotating, so we're playing together right now.
We'll see if you stay connected in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. A dandy. You like that word, Kenny?
You know
it's
what?
a dandy.
My third grade teacher used to say that all the time.
That you're a dandy.
He said, this is a dandy of a class.
It is. And this is a dandy of a show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal.
So what's a dandelion?
Well, basically, that's what the class was.
A really cool lion.
Got it.
Kyle Lowry had a huge first quarter. He ended up with 19 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Amazing to think Kyle Lowry has once struggled with his shooting. Tremendous confidence with his jumper now. And he overcomes that size limitation with his quickness and toughness.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Raptors leading by 5. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. And Van Vliet out there with Lowry, and it's Gasol in at the 5 spot.
You know what, though? Something. I surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Hayward dishes to Cantor. Five to shoot. Back to Brown from the high post. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Van Vliet passes to Siakam. Down low, here's Lowry. Goes to the reverse layup and claps it in. Lowry's got the lead up to 7 now for Toronto.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
A little over a minute gone here in the second half. And here's Walker outside. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Gasol's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Shoots from 14. Siakam misses. The Celtics shooting around 40% from the floor here. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And Walker, with his great balance and coordination, very smooth transitioning into the pull-up.
Now here is Lowry. 21 points in the game. Gasol answer. Gasol kicks to Van Vliet. And it's blocked by Brown.
Oh, just tenacious defense from Brown right there. I mean, superb at playing shutdown defense and stifling shooters.
Lowry against Walker. And here's Cantor. He's got 7. Here's Tatum. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And after an incredible rookie season, Jason Tatum back to earth just a bit, Chris, in year 2.
Oh, yeah, and all that talent. Tatum getting to the line 6 times a game. That's how you put pressure on the defense.
And that one falls for Tatum. Guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
Rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
And, of course, the Celtics traded back from number 1 to number 3 to draft Tatum in terms of readiness and absolute steal.
Now, here's Gasol. 10 points for him. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's Toronto now. Siakam passes to Lowry. Gasol dishes to Lowry. Outside for Gasol. 4 on the clock. No good on the 3.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And the shot goes down. Brown's got his second bucket tonight.
Oh, you love the level of concentration Brown maintains. Taking the hit well and finishing in style.
And he makes good on the layup. And the Raptors lead by 5.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And oh, here we go. Lowry's got the fast break chance. Anunoby, no good. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Boston Celtics. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. That one goes in. Walker's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his pass.
Pass to Lowry. To the middle. Here's Siakam. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his 4th assist in this one.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Now, here's Walker. 25 points in the game. Tatum on the wing. Covered by Siakam. And Gasol sends it back.
Got to be wary of Gasol. He's good at using his length to turn away shots.
Chalk up 2 there. And it's a 7-point Toronto lead.
You got to do more than that to keep the ball out of his hands down low.
Oh, they must ramp up the effort level, the intensity level. They're making it too easy for him out there.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Daniel Tice is checked in for Cantor. Shemi Ojeleye comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Walker. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Toronto. Norman Powell comes in for OG Anunoby. Now here's Tatum. 10 points for him. Powell pulls it in.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Lowry can't get it to go.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
Here's Tatum. He dishes it to Brown. And oh, the block grabs it out of the air. Van Vliet Brown. Just 5 on the clock. And Boston with the rebound.
The D making that layup look very uncomfortable for him. Good aggressive work down low.
Ibaka against Brown. Here's Smart. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And after signing a 4-year, $52 million contract extension, Marcus Smart rewarded the Celtics, Chris, with the best season of his young career.
Yeah, his best shooting percentages by far. I mean, add in his continued progress as a playmaker. Don't forget he's the man on the defensive end. I think that's money well spent for Boston.
First free throw is good.
At 6'4", 220 pounds, Marcus Smart might be the most physically imposing point guard in the league, especially with his fiery approach to the game.
Williams, he's checked in for Jason Tatum. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here is Lowry. 23 points in the game. Ibaka outside. That 3 off the mark. 5-5. Outside, Smart. Tice kicks to Smart. Six to shoot. Offensive rebound, Celtics. Knocked away. Van Vliet, defense is right there, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Daniel Tice. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Boston. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Daniel Tice, and it's Edwards in for Jaylen Brown. And Toronto also making a switch. Davis is checked in for Fred Van Vliet. Now, here's Siakam. He's got 12. Goes back up, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Raptors shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And both free throws good for Davis. 7-7. Edwards passes to Williams. There's the pass to Edwards. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Here is Davis. Outside Lowry. Passes to Ibaka. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Ibaka's got the lead up to 7 now for the Raptors.
And offensively, Ibaka's been spending more time out on the perimeter, but watching him work inside there, you realize that may still be his bread and butter.
Back to Smart. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Oh, great flow to that possession. Two players totally in.
Lowry against Edwards. With the teardrop, and Lowry gets it to go.
And what a take from Lowry, using that quickness to just blaze to the rim.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Poor rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They've got a lot to talk about.
All right, a chance to see some stats for Marcus Smart. How he did last season. Averaged about 9 points per game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you know, he'd love a bigger role, but he's trying to prove himself in the minutes he's getting right now.
Yeah, you're right, but he's putting in the work, and the results have been okay. He just needs to keep believing in himself.
Here's Ojale. Now here's Edwards over Lowry. Shot is good, and the Toronto lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Edwards.
And it makes him a lot more effective when his mid-range shot is shot.
Lowry drives in. Siakam, count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Celtics making a switch here. Tatum's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The throw good. Siakam. Edwards with it. He's got 6. Pass to Ojale. Tatum on the wing. That's all. 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
He covers a lot of ground with impressive long strides. Tatum excels at driving to the rack.
Pass to Lowry. The 3. And Tatum pulls it down.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
You know, some scouts thought Tatum had tunnel vision looking only for his own shot, but he's more about team.
Now here's Davis to the inside. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist by Davis. 27 points for Kyle Lowry.
Oh, that's some skill on that assist. I mean, the timing has to be perfect on a lead pass.
Williams looking over the floor. And Lowry down to 5 on the shot clock. Tatum passes to Edwards. Over Lowry. Edwards can't hit. Toronto leading by 6. Here's Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Oh, Kevin, the coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy buckets like this, GA.
Here's Williams, and he banks in the layup. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter.
Showing that aggressive nature. Williams competes hard, doesn't back down, and he'll let his opponent know he's not afraid of the contact.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And over the last few seasons, Kyle Lowry's scoring trending downward. His assists increasing, though, dramatically
relying more on his teammates to get the job done.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one. And we've seen Lowry settling for more perimeter shots in recent years.
I mean, he's always had a great motor, but you have to adapt as you get older. Some back issues starting to creep in, and important for him to stay healthy along the way.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Celtics. Kemba Walker comes in for Edwards. And so he makes both from the line.
A 5-time All-Star. Lowry has come a long way since being drafted 24th overall back in 2006.
Now here's Smart. 9 points in the game so far. Walker's shot is Smart against Siakam. And Lowry gets double-teamed to the paint. Here's Davis. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 8 now on the night.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Williams. Outside Tatum. Outside Walker. This one for 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Gasol's got rebound number 13 with that last one. Here's Siakam. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Walker finds Hayward. Steps back and fires. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Here's Toronto. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. On the pass to Powell. Puts up a 3. Drops in the tray. Powell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
Now here's Hayward. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Walker against Lowry. Fires from the wing. Shot's good by Walker.
With this shot area, usually carve out space from mid-range.
Now Lowry for 3. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go. And so it's the Toronto Raptors. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels. And it's gotten them up big. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, it's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play right there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. Walker and Smart the guards. And it's Kansas the center position. That's the Boston 5.
Well, last season, Kevin, Gordon Hayward returning from that terrible leg injury, it took some time to find his bearings. He's working his way back to that elite level.
That free throw good from Hayward. And with the Celtics' depth on the wings, Chris, it was a little tricky getting Hayward back in there.
Yeah, you have the young players ahead of schedule, Kevin. I mean, it's tough to give him minutes without hindering their growth. At the same time, Hayward an all-star before getting hurt. You want to help build back his confidence.
And he can't hit the second.
Well, he was the 9th overall pick in the 2010 draft. If it were held again, only a couple guys would be selected ahead of him.
Lowry against Walker. Lowry, good. Lowry's got 31.
And with the game he's having, there's no doubt he'll be the guy they lean on to protect the lead.
Smart dishes to Cantor. Middle. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut back down to 12 as they get that one from Kemba Walker.
And this is the thing about Walker. He will challenge you from the perimeter. He will challenge you inside also.
Now here's Davis. To the inside. Second chance shot. Anunoby, good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And so it's Walker with it who brings it up for Boston. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
Yeah, and he had the D tangled up there with that patented crossover. Just couldn't convert the finish.
Toronto with the ball. Following the miss by Kemba Walker. Here's Lowry. Passes it to Davis. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Smart.
Yeah, easy call. Impeccable from the line since halftime.
The Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Fred VanVleet is checked in for the Raptors. He's perfect from the line this time. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Davis against Walker. Hayward looking over the floor. Now the dish to Tatum. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Anunoby's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to VanVleet. Now here's Gasol. Gasol is doubled. Here's the floater. VanVleet with the bucket. And the Raptors lead by 18.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Walker.
Look at the skill set Walker has. Superb at using his body inside to draw that contact.
That's good from Kemba Walker. Kyle Lowry, he's checked for Toronto. And so he hits both. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Outside Gasol.
I see him.
Cantor picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Siakam kicks to Anunoby. 6 on the shot clock. Lowry against Walker. Here's Anunoby. From outside, off the mark. Celtics trail by 16. Pass to Walker. Brown with it, covered by Siakam. Up top, Brown.
You know what, Kevin? You can't teach that. Brown just showing off his incredible dunking ability.
Outside Lowry. The pass to Van Vliet. Toronto working the ball around now. And Lowry gets it to go.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, that's just the mentality you have to have. Not wanting to give the opposition any hope of clawing back into this.
And here's Brown outside. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Siakam looking around. And Lowry gets double-teamed. Here's Anunoby. Defended by Hayward. A nice shot by Gasol.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Boston Celtics. It's an 18-point game. Passes it to Canner. Brown kicks to Walker. Just 5 to shoot. Fires it up. And he hits the jump shot. Walker's got 30 points.
He has definitely shown up to play. He's done his part, really just trying to battle his team back into it.
Van Vliet passes to Gasol. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. A Christmas playing in their hometown is a dream, but there's also that added pressure, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, at least when you play away from home, it's a little more quiet. You don't have to get as many tickets for the game. When I got a chance to play home in Detroit, it was one of the best moments of my life. And I thought to myself, this is a wonderful feeling, but could I have handled it for 15 years in my career? I don't know. That's 30 tickets a game. Oh, I probably would have to go back into the NBA again just to pay for those tickets. But I tell you what, it's fun. And for me, a mama's boy, eating your mama's cooking before a game, it is never, ever, I've never had a better feeling before a game. Eating her food and being able to go out and play.
I bet. Good on the second free throw.
What you love most about Gasol is his passion. I mean, he inspires everyone around him. He competes every night.
Brown the pass to Cannon. And here's Brown. Down low. Here's Walker. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Walker's got 15 points here in the second half.
His shooting has been a bright spot for them. Otherwise, they struggle as a whole.
Lowry against Walker. Hot shot, kept alive, and finished off by Gasol.
Gasol is the kind of guy, I mean, if you forget about him, he's going to make you pay. Nice work on the offensive glass.
Inside. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And that's now 37 points for Walker.
He's ramped up his game in a big way this quarter. I don't think he likes it when they're trailing.
Outside for Gasol. And the 3-ball is good. And the Raptors lead by 18.
That gives him 2 3-pointers for the game, 1 in each half. I mean, he may add to that total pretty soon.
Brown the pass to Cannon. Back to Brown. To the paint. Tatum's shot is off.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points. And he delivers another blow. Something's gotten into him this quarter. He's carrying them offensively.
Brown kicks to Tatum. Chris, there is that transition from being a player to retirement. It can be a challenge for some. What were the keys that you found in succeeding at that?
Well, first I think is adjusting to the fact you don't have the same schedule. You don't have a physical release that you used to have. You miss the locker room and the camaraderie with all the guys. And so you miss the culture. But secondly, I would say take all the lessons that you learned, and for me this was big, from sports and use them in business. So in business I became a rookie in other areas. I found a Chris Mullin type in business. I found a Latrell Sprewell type, guys that would mentor you, guys that you would play on their team. Humble yourself, get back to it, get to practice, get to meetings early, stay at practice late, stay at meetings and be the last one that leaves, and just take the culture of basketball, infuse that athletic personality into the personality of whatever you go go into next. And you can use those tenants to have a wonderful retirement and really enjoy it. So for me, it's been awesome. And by the way, I've had twins, and so since retiring, and that'll keep you just as busy as it was you were playing. So you can find ways to keep that same lifestyle.
That's right, and some sound advice too.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, they have to regroup and revisit their strategy at the defensive end.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
On the road, in a tough atmosphere, he's taken on the role of star tonight. If one of their other players came up short, he picked up the slack to make sure they'll be walking out of here with a win. Williams passes to Poirier. Kicks it to Williams. Here's Wanamaker. Clock at 6. Boston again missing.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Now here's Thomas. Pass to Johnson. And here is Van Vliet. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by Edwards.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Looking to end the run. And Wanamaker gets it to go.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Pass to Hernandez. Back to Thomas. Here's the 3. No good that time. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Edwards inside. He's guarded by Thomas, and it's in there.
You get it inside like this, you're going to get a high percentage shot almost every time.
Chris, the other day, Adam Silver has been talking about how the All-Star game, that system, is not working. He's been proactive in considering alternatives. What do you think?
Well, I love what he's done already. Let's think about the All-Star game in 2019. Letting guys pick their players like old school on the park. I mean, that adds a little bit of ego, and that's what you want because we want competition. We want guys that like each other, don't like each other, that are playing against each other, that we're in the finals against each other. We want all that competition, all that mental game that goes into it. And so I love the fact that he's outspoken, that he's definitely ahead of the problem. But I think he did a great job by letting players pick their teammates because that already causes a little in-team drama that we'll see play out on the floor with how hard guys are playing.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. Hunter dishes to Walker. He kicks it to Hayward. Shot clock at 6. That's a 2-pointer from Walker. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. Now the pass to Van Vliet. He is looking for Siakam and finds him. Celtics trail by 19. Hayward passes to Canner. Rejected by and he gets it back. Another shot. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Gasol. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
And the first one at the line is good. Good on both. Now, here's Lowry. Passes it to Siakam. And nothing is falling for him right now. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Trailing by 17. And he makes that one. Walker's got 39.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And the longer the run goes on, the more momentum will swing their way.
And Ibaka kicks to Anunoby. Back to Ibaka. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And the Raptors lead by 17.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
But, GA, this is no let-up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
And the rejection by Ibaka.
An elite rim protector, Ibaka has the highly desired combination of athleticism and timing. And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Raptors.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Kyle Lowry.
His passes were crisp tonight. Pinpoint. So many easy buckets came off his assist.
And the NBA is seeming to be at the crossroads of sports and fashion and crisp music. Do you think it's always been
Kevin.
this interwoven?
Oh, Kevin, please. You see the outfits they're wearing now? Now I got to be like the old fuddy-duddy, the old guy. Oh, my goodness. Guys are basically coming into the game like, did you turn on the lights before you got dressed in your closet? I mean, I know it's fashion. I'm not speaking about any one guy, but wow. I'm telling you, they've taken fashion to another level. And even though I joke about it, it's always fun anticipating what type of outfit I'm going to see guys walk in. Especially, I mean, come on. I love their games, and then I look and I say, wow. They have to be confident on the court because they wore that to the game today. They're confident in life all around.
Overall, right. He gets that one.
With great physical and athletic tools, Brown's adept at pushing past contact.
Lowry with the ball. High post to Ibaka. Kicks it to Miller. Shot clock at 5. Fires from 18. They grab their own miss. Johnson finds Miller. Here's Anunoby. Outside Lowry. Lowry drawing the double team. The wide open look here for Ibaka. And again, Toronto no luck. Brown outside. Nobody near Williams. His three-pointer's off the mark. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you. Here with Marc Gasol. Mark, you got on track offensively as the game went on. What was the difference?
Well, having the ball a little more, but it really doesn't matter. I thought in the second half, played more like us. We executed better, we defend better, and we finished possession with the rebound, which allowed you to run a little bit more.
That is your team's MO, Mark. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.